hot news you should know from May 26 to 29 of 2021. Welcome to Viet US1040 channel, the world's hot news. Today we would like to share 5 world hot news that you should know from May 26 to May 29 of 2021 as follows. Newsletter 1. Breaking news: Malaysia faces a COVID-19 disaster when the infection rate exceeds that of India. Newsletter 2. China conducts 4-day live fire drills northeast of Hainan Island. Newsletter 3. Shocked with the news that the remains of 15 children were discovered in a boarding school. Newsletter 4. President Biden requires intelligence agencies to submit a new report on the origin of the virus within 90 days. Newsletter 5. Is inflation raised prices for a wide range of products at Costco? Here are the details of the newsletters. Newsletter 1. Breaking news: Malaysia faces a COVID-19 disaster when the infection rate exceeds that of India. A shocking news is that the situation of COVID-19 is very bad, causing the whole country of Malaysia to close completely. Moreover, detailed information said that only essential economic sectors and services approved by Malaysia's National Security Council will be allowed to operate during Malaysia's 2-week nationwide blockade because of the COVID-19 epidemic. The press reported that the Prime Minister's Office of Malaysia on the evening of May 28 issued a statement on a complete blockade across the country to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic from June 1 to 14, 2021. Perhaps this is the extremely strict Phase 1 of the anti-epidemic blockade plan, with a shutdown of all socio-economic activities nationwide. It is so severe that only essential economic sectors and services listed by the National Security Council are allowed to operate. According to a statement by the Prime Minister's office, the capacity to treat COVID-19 patients across Malaysia has become increasingly limited due to the rapid increase in the number of infections. More detailed information adds that if this phase yields results in reducing the number of COVID-19 infections, the blockade plan will enter Phase 2, including 4 weeks of limited opening for a number of economic sectors that do not require additional information. Ask a crowd. However, all decisions must wait and see if the progress of the epidemic improves or not. According to international analysts, the nationwide blockade order was introduced after Malaysia witnessed a complicated development of the COVID-19 epidemic, with a number of daily infections exceeding 8,000, pushing the total number of infections to about 550,000 with 2,550 deaths. However, it is reported that the government of this country insists that it will ensure the healthcare system does not collapse and will make efforts to strengthen the vaccination against COVID-19 vaccine. The Ministry of Finance will also have support packages, specifically for affected people and economic sectors. Newsletter 2. China conducts 4-day live fire drills northeast of Hainan Island. According to a new notice posted on the website of the China Maritime Administration (MSA), the Chinese Army is conducting a 4-day live fire exercise in the Gulf of Tonkin from 8 o'clock a.m. on May 27 to 6 o'clock p.m. May 30, 2021. However, the notice posted on the MSA's website on May 25 did not provide details about the exercise, only saying ships were prohibited from entering the area. Observers said that the comparison results of the coordinates of the limit of the exercise area mentioned in the announcement on Google Maps showed that this area seems to be located near the west of Hainan Island, China. Moreover, the Hainan Maritime Administration on May 29 announced that the exercise will take place in the East Sea from 20 to 22 hours of the same day. The coordinate comparison results stated in the announcement on Google Maps show that the exercise area is located in the northeast of Hainan Island. International experts say that since the beginning of the year until now, the Chinese military, PLA, has conducted at least 20 exercises in the South China Sea, including 7 in the Gulf of Tonkin, according to reports published by the People's Liberation Army, posted on the MSA website. Newsletter 3. Shocked with the news that the remains of 15 children were discovered in a boarding school. According to Reuters, the victims are students at Kamloops Boarding School in British Columbia, Canada. This school was closed in 1978. The remains were found with the help of radar experts. Canada conducted a 6-year investigation and concluded in 2015 that the boarding school system, where Indigenous children are forced to live apart from their families, constitutes a crime of cultural genocide. At that time, the investigation results showed that many children were brutally abused, forced, starved, or malnourished. About 150,000 children attended the system of boarding schools, often run by churches, from the 1840s to the 1990s. Of those, more than 4,100 children died while attending school. Most surprising of all, the deaths of 215 children buried on the campus of what was once Canada's largest boarding school are said to be not included in the above statistic, and there does not appear to be any documentation about them. These children until the remains are discovered. In 2008, the Canadian government had to formally apologize for the school system. Before the breaking news, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said in a Twitter post that he was heartbroken by the discovery of 215 remains. It's a painful reminder of the dark and shameful chapter of our nation's history. The general news is that the Canadian Security Agency is currently approaching and collecting information from families who have had children at the school. A preliminary report on the case is expected to be released in mid-June. Newsletter 4. President Biden requires intelligence agencies to submit a new report on the origin of the virus within 90 days. In a recent statement, Mr. Biden asked U.S. intelligence agencies to redouble their efforts on this and report to him within 90 days. It should be known that COVID-19 was first detected in the Chinese city of Wuhan at the end of 2019. It has had a terrible effect, with more than 168 million confirmed infections worldwide and at least 5 million deaths were reported. Authorities reported the first COVID cases linked to a seafood market in Wuhan, and scientists believe the virus first passed to humans from animals. But the U.S. media recently reported that there is increasing evidence that the virus may have emerged from a laboratory in China. Beijing condemned these reports and argued that the virus may have come from an American laboratory. Now many say that the public may never know the full truth about the origin of the virus, especially if China continues to be uncooperative. However, Mr. Biden pledged to investigate thoroughly, and if the U.S. finds compelling evidence of a lab leak, it means it's not just a few celebrities who have to reassess the leak their belief in authoritative conclusions. It could also put a real strain on U.S.-China relations for years to come. Newsletter 5. Is inflation raised prices for a wide range of products at Costco? According to many public opinion and even the press, inflation may have increased the price of a range of products at Costco in the past month, including meat. Costco's chief financial officer said at the company's third-quarter financial meeting on Thursday that there are many factors driving inflation. These factors include rising labor costs, rising transportation costs, increased transportation demand, as well as a lack of containers and stagnation at ports. Demand for a variety of products is increasing. Many items are lacking, he stressed. Shortages, from cooking oil to chemicals, have been caused by manufacturing facilities affected by cold waves and hurricanes in the Gulf and, in some cases, by rising commodity prices. Now, like many other companies, Costco is trying to avoid passing the burden of rising prices on to customers. Over the years, Costco has been working with manufacturers to prevent upward pressure on prices. Costco's chief financial officer said many products increased in price up to 8%, such as pulp and paper, plastic, soda and cheese. Some clothes increase in price from 3% to 10%. In particular, the price of meat increased by 20%. He also added that there are products that have increased prices, some that have not changed prices. Some are even slightly discounted. We think we have pretty good price control, but there is a lot of inflationary pressure, he said. This video here is the end. Thank you for your follow-up attention. If you find that the channel's video is useful, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and support the channel. Thank you very much, and see you again in the next channel video.